redfish. I told you. Dang. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I am going to show you how to use blue crab on the high tide to catch redfish. I am going to be joined with Will Adams, who is a captain out of Charleston, South Carolina here. We're going to not keep any secrets, telling you what we're doing, how we're doing it. Big redfish, slot redfish, blue crab on high tide in the winter. February in the low country. Let's get started right now.
Being I didn't have it all the way pulled out, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in it. Don't need much. That way, when you set it, pretty much you're just having to go through the meat. And all you wanna do is just let that thing drift down. Sometimes you gotta flip the bail. You don't want any tension on that flood because that bait will lift up because there's no weight. Just constantly dropping, bouncing on the rocks. You let a lot of line out, it'll get parallel with the bank. So whenever you do pull it, instead of it coming to you, see how that's going with the bank? The more you put out, the more it'll be closer to it. But you don't want it to travel fast because that daggone bait will lift up. You can tell when it's actually doing its job because it slows down. You can see it kind of angling more when it's dragging. That's what you want.
Like right there?
Yep.
Yeah, where it's kind of like pointed at 2 or 3 o'clock. So when it takes it, are you just doing that and reeling it in as fast as you can to get the slack out?
But with it a little bit, but
yeah.
It's like you're getting a hit. You really don't want to try to reel in that slack real fast. You kind of change it. So what I'm gonna do, since that fish is obviously not wanting to take it all.
Are you using a circle hook?
No, not here.
Just a Mosquito?
Yep. When in doubt, always change it. You think you're not close enough? But in order to get that line back to you, you've got to pull it out the water and reel at the same time. Because if you try to keep the line in the water, it's going to pull your float away from the structure you're trying to fish. For instance, if you try to do this, see how you get that line back? Well, that didn't do bad, but if you pull the line out and reel at the same time.
All right, so we're just kind of using the trolling motor to get a little bit closer because with the wind is at our backs, blowing back towards the line, it's pulling too much slack. We've had 2 casts with several bites. So now he's not letting it drift as much. He's working a little bit. You can see his hands.
When you have a little snag, by reeling in the slack and getting it tight, if you think that you didn't knock your bait off when you unhook it, you can almost start over. It's just like casting right there because your line's so much tighter. It's just drifting with the current. Give it a shot. I don't know for sure if my bait's on or off, but I'll know here in a minute. There he is. Y'all want to bite it?
Better not lose it when we can.
You ain't gonna lose it.
Nah.
Tip up.
Yeah. So what did you do? You lowered the hook size? Is that what you did? Lowered the hook size down?
No, I hooked the crab completely different.
I gotcha.
I put it from a side instead of a straight down the back. I put them on the side.
Wow.
Nice red.
It's dinner.
That's a slot, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so that was the first one. That was a slot red. We threw it back in. We think we're on a school of them here off these docks. Because they were acting a little bit spooked or finicky, we changed how we're hooking the crab. So we're hooking it from the side. We're keeping it on the cork with 2 or 3 feet of leader. When we're throwing it out and leaving the bail open, it's gonna drag the bottom. Cork's moving really slow and natural. Will's giving out some great information about how to do it, what you're looking for, and we feel pretty confident about it. We had to move from the first spot. The tide, we were a little bit later to the tide than we wanted to be in it. So we've moved back closer to this dock, and it's been pretty consistent with a couple hits. So we're gonna see if we can pull another one up on the boat. Uh-oh, we're cork down. Nope, number 2. There we go.
Found him.
Yeah. Yep. You guys might have to decide if this one's a slot, if you want to keep it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I got some people that want to fish. You got some fish.
All right.
Not mambo jumbos, but they'll be here.
Second fish.
Just walk to the front of the boat. There it is.
Oh, he's a little, yeah, he's a little bit thicker.
It is.
A little bigger.
That's a nice one.
Good for eating size.
Yeah, that's a perfect eating size one. It's a great redfish.
Yeah.
And they got good color back here.
That's him. That's him. Really.
Oh man. Dang on it.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
That kind of reminds me of a trout, man. You in the spot.
Yeah, just drifting through.
We drifted back just a little more.
Right here.
I think those legs. There it is.
Dang on it. You got him there.
Under my minnow.
Yeah, on the mud minnow. It's like it's hard to get used to reeling in all that slack. My battery died. There he is. First redfish of the day for me. Missed the catch. Reeling in a bunch of slack. All right, you guys can see here. This is a mud minnow. This is what I caught my little one on, and we got, you know, substantial 3 feet a leader. And one of the really important parts of this is this right here, this leader to the braid. Because that leader to the braid keeps it from getting tangled if you use a cork a lot and you're throwing a cork a lot. That leader at the top of the braid helps it from looping over. And if you've ever just tied a cork with no leader there, it creates a mess. Eventually is what happens.
Making that so hard. Just stand up. Yeah, nice.
I think it's gonna be close to slot. Might have to measure him. Oh yeah, I think he's good. He might be one of the heavier ones we've caught. There's Will.
Ow, he's pinching my fingers.
There we go. Slot redfish. 4 feet of leader.
No weight.
So there's 0 weight on here, and there's 4 feet of 20-pound to 30-pound leader, depending on how big the reds are. Yeah. As Will and I are conversing. That's a nice one. Yeah, here we go. Fish on the blue crab again. As Will and I were just talking about how nobody is leaving Charleston. He's a little bit nicer than some of the other ones we caught. Yeah, he's heavy. Heavier. Oh. Yep. That's a decent one there.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger one. There we go. Uh-oh.
Guy dropped a net in the water yesterday.
I was going to ask if you had a net.
And I forgot about it.
You can just pick this up, it's recording, and then you can just release him and get that release too. There we go. So, all right, we're going to put this guy, and it's waterproof and everything, so don't worry.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah. Ready? Go ahead and put it under if you want. There you go. That was good, man. All right, so that's the biggest one that I've hooked this winter. So he was 25 and a half. But we got a good release. He actually had a second hook in him. We put him back, got both hooks out of him. Hopefully the release video is good. All right guys, so you can see it was absolutely really fast fishing for one part of the tide, and as soon as high tide really got onto us, like, and we got on the other side of it, died down a little bit, but we pulled over an over slot red. We pulled over several slot reds. We really want to thank Will, went out of his way to make this great. If you want Will's information, all of his stuff is in the description below. Like the video, give me a thumbs up, that helps me tremendously. And if you like what you're seeing, man, subscribe. To your right is going to be a video that's very similar, using cut mullet and cut bait on jig heads, fishing the same way we did today, except in the kayak. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week.